back to Movies on the Brain, where we dive into dark and mysterious tales and epic journeys. I'm Jason, and today I'm venturing into the shadowy world of Season of the Witch. Directed by Dominic Sena, Season of the Witch blends supernatural mystery with medieval action, taking us on a perilous journey of faith and fear. Starring Nicolas Cage and Ron Perlman, this film brings dark magic, suspense, and epic battles to the forefront. In Season of the Witch, we follow a dangerous mission filled with twists, betrayal, and the supernatural lurking in every shadow. Let's dive into this dark and adventurous tale to uncover what lies beneath its haunting surface. Season of the Witch opened in theaters on January 7th, 2011 with a budget of $40 million. During its 11-week theatrical run, it earned $24.8 million domestically and $66.8 million internationally, making a worldwide total of $91.6 million. Its opening weekend saw it earn $10.6 million, finishing in the box office at number 3, only behind Little Fockers and True Grit, numbers 2 and 1 respectively, both movies having switched rankings from the week prior. Its final week in theater saw it earn $16,706, finishing its box office run at number 75. In 13th century Villach, 3 women are accused by a priest of witchcraft and are first hanged before being drowned. The priest performs a ritual on the 3 women using a book inscribed from the Key of Solomon so they can never return to life, but one of the women takes on a demonic appearance, sets the book on fire, and hangs the priest. In the 14th century, German Teutonic knights Sir Behmen von Bleibruck and Sir Felsen joined the Smyrniot Crusade. After witnessing a civilian massacre during the capture of Smyrna, the two abandoned their order and returned to Austria. Traveling through Styria, Behmen and Felsen encounter people infected with the Black Death. Trying to conceal their identities as deserters, Bemen's sword crest exposes their identities and they are arrested. They are taken to Cardinal d'Ambrosius, who is near death from the plague. The cardinal asks the knight to escort an alleged witch who is suspected of causing the pestilence to a remote monastery where monks can perform a sacred ritual to cancel her powers and stop the plague. Behmen refuses, so d'Ambrosius imprisons him in Felsen, where they meet the alleged witch Anna. Both knights agree under the condition that she be given a fair trial and the charges of desertion against them be dropped. The cardinal agrees, and they are accompanied by the priest de Belzag, the altar boy K. von Wullenbart, Johann, the captain of the cardinal's guard, and Hagamar, a well-traveled swindler who will serve as their guide in return for his pardon. Anna shows hatred toward de Belzag as while forming a connection with Behmen. The group camps for the night, and when Johann decides to give up the mission and to convince the others to do the same, Anna attacks him, grabs his key to her cage, and escapes. The search for her leads the group to a mass grave where Johann begins having visions of his dead daughter calling to him until he accidentally impales himself on Kay's drawn sword. When Anna is recaptured, she explains that she only ran away for fear of de Belzag. They cross an old crumbling suspension bridge where Anna saves Kay from falling, grabbing him with unnatural strength. The group enters the dark forest where Hagamar attempts to kill Anna only to be stopped by the others. Anna appears to summon packs of wolves which chase the group and kill Hagamar. An enraged Behmen tries to kill her but is stopped by Belzag and Felsen, who point to their destination on a nearby summit. At the monastery, the men discover that all the monks have succumbed to the plague. They locate the ancient Book of Solomon filled with the holy rituals used to defeat evil. Belzag begins speaking the ritual used on witches, just as Anna, in a demonic voice, begins recounting Bemen's horror at Crusader cruelties. Realizing that she is not a witch but has been possessed by a demon, he frantically performs an exorcism. The demon possessing Anna melts the cage's metal and escapes while fighting off the knights. When de Belzac throws a container of holy water on it, the demon flies away. As the men search for it, they realize it is not trying to escape, but to destroy the book so that nothing can kill it. They find a room where the monks were making copies for others to use. The demon destroys the copies and possesses the dead monks to use as weapons. The three men fight the monk's possessed corpse as the Belzac continues the exorcism ritual. The demon snaps de Belzac's neck and incinerates Felsen. As Kay continues the ritual, weakening it. The demon fights the demon and is mortally wounded. Kay finishes the exorcism ritual and the demon is consumed by holy fire. Bayman asks Kay to keep Anna safe just before he dies. After their fallen friends are buried, Anna asks Kay to tell her about the men who saved her. They both leave the monastery with the Book of Solomon safely in Kay's possession. Now let's look at the cast and some of their other roles. Nicolas Cage as Bayman. Other roles for Nicolas Cage include Red Miller in Mandy, Troy in Dog Eat Dog, and Paul McGuire in Rage. Ron Perlman as Felsen. Other roles for Ron Perlman include Optimus Primal in Transformers Rise of the Beast, Benedict Drask in Don't Look Up, and Wes Chandler in the TV show Startup. Stephen Campbell Moore as de Belzac. Other roles for Stephen Campbell Moore include Cameron Foster in The Union, Max in Red Joan, and Jack in Burnt. Claire Foy as the girl, otherwise known as Anna. Other roles for Claire Foy include Queen Elizabeth II in the TV show The Crown, Janet Armstrong in First Man, and Miss Carp in Vampire Academy. Stephen Graham as Hagamar. Other roles for Stephen Graham include Andy Jones in the TV show Boiling Point, Detective Mulligan in Venom Let There Be Carnage, and Mr. Wormwood in Matilda the Musical. Ulrich Thompson as Johann Eckhart. Other roles for Ulrich Thompson include Governor Goodwillie in A Violent Man, Alexander Kirk in the TV show The Blacklist, and Simon in A Second Chance. Robert Sheehan as Kai von Wollenbart. Other roles for Robert Sheehan include Klaus Hargreaves in the TV show The Umbrella Academy, Tom Natsworthy in Mortal Engines, and Duncan Taylor in Geostorm. Christopher Lee as Cardinal D'Ambrios. Before his passing in June of 2015, other roles for Christopher Lee include Saruman in the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogies, Count Dooku in the Star Wars franchise, and Pastor Galswell in A Corpse Bride. As soon as this movie started, I already liked the aesthetics. I'm getting vibes of how The Sorcerer's Apprentice started, which isn't a bad thing because I quite enjoyed that movie. And funnily enough, it also stars Nicolas Cage. That first scene is heart-wrenching and intense. Heart-wrenching because of that last lady, but intense because of how they killed the three women. After that insane opening to transition to a bright sandy setting and seeing Nicolas Cage and Ron Perlman is pretty jarring. The helmets that the army with Nicolas Cage and Ron Perlman wear seem counterproductive. How are they supposed to see with that bar over their noses? Maybe it's just me, but it looks silly, especially on Nicolas Cage. It seems like Bayman and Felsen didn't expect to be killing women and children, especially Bayman. The look on his face when he stabbed that woman in the dark said a lot. I'm loving these shots of all the locations. It's absolutely gorgeous scenery. The makeup on those two dead people that Bayman and Felsen found is incredible and gross too. It always blows my mind how good makeup artists are for movies and TV shows, especially when it comes to prosthetics, especially nowadays. I do love the chemistry between Nicolas Cage and Ron Perlman, and early on too, which is pretty rare for actors who, to my knowledge, haven't shared the screen with each other at all. If I'm wrong about this being the first movie that stars both Nicolas Cage and Ron Perlman, please let me know in the comments. The Witch Doctor masks always creep me out, but I guess this movie gives me a bit of understanding as to what they're for. I guess some kind of plague or something. The makeup and prosthetic on Christopher Lee, as with the two dead people from earlier in the movie, is fantastic. Ron Perlman has a great Nicolas Cage impression when Bayman and Filson are locked up in the dungeon. And the makeup on Claire Foy's back, goodness, I'm going to be saying this a lot about the makeup in this movie, why wasn't it nominated at least nominated for best makeup is surprising to me. I actually almost didn't recognize Stephen Graham. Of course, this movie came out over 10 years before Venom Let There Be Carnage, which is all I've seen him in, at least that I'm aware of. That was such a cool transition going from outside through a window to the Cardinals' room, even though it was after he had died. I like the choreography and the sword fight between Felsen and Kai. It was very well done. From Bayman's first interaction with the suspected witch and their conversation that followed, I already do not like de Belzac. Plus, the facial expressions that Stephen Campbell Moore is giving makes you not like his character even more. When Felsen, Kai, Bateman, and Eckhart are looking for the girl, you get the feeling that she truly is a witch because of how Eckhart believed his dead daughter was calling to him, only to be accidentally killed by Kai. What was that smile between the girl and de Belzac? It almost makes it seem like they're working together or something. We don't see much of de Belzac's hands from the rope tearing them up, but from what we do see, as I've already said a few times, the makeup is amazing. I really like the look of the forest. It's just creepy enough to give you chills, but it looks great, especially with the fog. Hagamar's death was brutal. Watching the faces of the wolves change before they attacked was an interesting effect. I really don't even know if wolves actually do that in real life. And if they do, that's a really nice touch to add into this. So the girl wasn't a witch, but she was possessed by a demon. I mean, I feel like I could have seen that coming, but I do enjoy the twist and the special effects of the bars on the carriage melting away was well done. And I honestly felt bad for de Belzac, especially once he realized the girl wasn't a witch and how frantically he started performing an exorcism. I like the character development of Kai, especially him willing to die so long as he can fulfill his duty for honor. That entire final fight scene was so well choreographed and well written. I didn't see Bateman and Felsen dying, and I'm glad I was wrong about de Belzac working with the girl, who we find out at the end is named Anna, only to be killed by the demon that possessed her as he was performing the exorcism. Kai finishing the exorcism and being told to keep Anna safe as Felsen took his last as Beeman took his last breath was honestly a great way to end the movie. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Really good special effects, amazing makeup, and honestly, it was a pretty entertaining movie as well. Now, first, fun facts and trivia. For the role, Nicolas Cage learned horseback riding from Camilla Naporis and her team of horse trainers in England. Cage also worked with a fight coordinator to learn sword fighting. Nicolas Cage was attracted to the project because he saw it as a tribute to the movies of Roger Corman from the 1960s, which invariably starred the likes of Sir Christopher Lee and Vincent Price. It was a real bonus for him to discover that Lee was to appear in this movie too. Filming took place in Austria, Hungary, and Croatia. Most of the principal photography took place in practical locations, with several days committed to filming on green screen. Principal photography was completed by April 2009, but the cast and crew regathered a few months later to film additional battle sequences, filming on green screen to save on travel. Though Claire Foy's character is revealed to be named at the end of the movie, Anna at the end of the movie, she is simply listed as the girl in the credits. Originally for release in March of 2010, the studio pushed back release when test screenings reportedly did not impress Lionsgate executives. Reshoots were held in September 2010 in Shreveport, Louisiana. Claire Foy researched demonic possessions and witchcraft for her role. And that's it for my review of Season of the Witch. Just as every journey leaves its mark, this film reminds us of the choices we make, the paths we take, and the strength it takes to face the unknown. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like and subscribe to Movies on the Brain for more thoughtful explorations epic adventures. Let me know in the comments, what did this story mean to you, and how did it resonate with your own battles between faith and fear? Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, sometimes it's not the battles we fight, but the reasons we fight them that define us.